Hello everyone, myself Chitra Sharma, Assistant Professor with AISSMS College of Hotel Management and Catering Technology. Today I am going to do a presentation in hotel law, and the topic which I will be covering is one of the very essential topic of food industry, that is the Prevention of Food Adulteration Act, which came into force in 1954. What is the Prevention of Food Adulteration Act and why it is so important in our food industry? The objective was very clear, to make a provision for the prevention of adulteration of the food, to keep a check on the import, on the manufacture, sale, and distribution of adulterated and misbranded food, and to prevent all kinds of food adulteration. Now, let us see what is the definition of food according to the Food Adulteration Act. Food means any article used as food or drink for human consumption other than drugs and water. It can include any article which is ordinarily enters or used in composition or preparation of human food, any flavoring matter or condiment used in the food preparation, or any other article which the central government may having a regard to use, nature of substance or quality, declared by notification of official gazette as food for the purpose of this act. When we say official gazette, it comes from the central government and it is notified. Now let us see a few definitions, like what is adulterated food means. Adulterated food is something where the food is not of the nature, quality or substance demanded by the purchaser. Purchaser, one who purchased the food. This food can also can be injurious to the nature, to the nature, or by the quality of the food. It can be of an inferior or cheaper substance in place of authentic food, affecting the quality of food. Like for example, if you see authentic mutton rogan josh, it the color which is added is supposed to be saffron, but nowadays, to just saffron being a costly item and one of the costly thing in the food, people have started using colors, artificial colors, which is very injurious to health. A food article which is wholly or in part abstracted, affecting the quality of the food, which usually you will find in the milk product. The article obtained from a diseased animal, we really don't know when we purchase non-veg, when the animal has been slaughtered. If he has been slaughtered more than 24 hours, that meat is not good for human consumption. The article which is prepared, packed, or kept in a very unhygienic place can be also adulterated food. The food article which consists wholly or partly filthy, rotten, decomposed, or diseased animal or vegetable substance or insect infested or unfit for human consumption. For best example is when we bulk fruits, or when we buy fruits in bulk, like in a box, we really don't know what is there in the second and third layer. So usually such fruit is very difficult to check and buy. So it's always better to buy from an open market where usually you can pick up one fruit. Food containing any coloring matter other than the prescribed in the act. There are few food colors which has been prescribed by the government, if you that are safe to use, but anything other than which the manufacturer is using can be harmful. The amount has also been mentioned in that, like certain food color material you can use only for zero point 0.2 mg. That also has been clearly mentioned. A food article which contains prohibited preservative or permitted preservative in excess. This usually comes in the Chinese food, where like Ajinomoto. Ajinomoto is prohibited. You can't use in excess. Food article which falls below the government standard. The government has set certain standard. If it is falling below that standard, that food article is not good for human consumption. Any article which can contain poison or other ingredient rendering to injurious to human being are not safe to use. Certain thing, a few years back, Nestle was in a problem because of this, because their chocolates contained some article which was poisonous, so they were lifted from the shops. Now let us see the definition of misbranded food. What is a misbranding? Misbranding basically is something like misguiding. You are misguiding something else. It can also be said you are hiding some part of the information from the customer. An intimation or substitute for resembling authentic food. An article which is falsely stated to be product of any particular any place or country, like we say now in India Chinese food are very popular, but we are not the origin country of Chinese food. We are basically, we have adopted the things and we have made lot of version to the original Chinese food. Articles sold by the name which belongs to other articles, like any food articles which is sold by their own name, like if pizza, if you see pizza is largest consumed by human beings, but it is basically a authentic dish of Italy where it comes from, but it is sold all over the world in a oven. It is cooked in a oven, but authentically if you see in Italy it is cooked in the wooden oven. Article where the damage is concealed by coating, polishing, or other preparation. Too much of silver foils are used on the sweet, which is not good for human consumption. Basically, it's a way of marketing so that the sweet is sold more. The article with a false claim on the label of the article, we say it is 100% organic, but it is not organic. Like now you get hybrid fruits also, which is not sweet. It is ripened with chemicals, which is a misbranding. Article with false labeling in any manner, in manner of content, compensation, or even the owner. Any artificial flavoring, coloring, or chemical preservation of article without declaring in the label. The basic administrative bodies are basically four. They are Central Committee for Food Standards. Then we have second, the Central Food Laboratories. Then we have Public Analysts and Food Inspector. Both of them play a vital role in the food adulteration. Now let us see what is a Central Committee for Food Standard. It is a central government officiating body. It functions to the advice of central or state government on all matters related to this act, and they also carry out their functions under the central government or state government. The basically the chairman is the director general of the medical and health service, who is under the government of India. The total number of members of the committee is not indicated. It varies from case to case. Whereas some case you might need only one, but if the case is very complicated and it is spread to 2 3 states, then the number of members will also increase. The committee can frame their own bylaws and constitute and can meet when and where required. The Central Food Laboratories has established very well equipped laboratories with experienced personnel in the food analysis at Kolkata, Ghaziabad, Mysore, and Pune. The basic function is to analyze the samples sent by the officers of central government, fixation of standards and quality control parameters for the food articles, and in collaboration with the state laboratories for analysis and standardization. Many of the state government have their own laboratories for food analysis manned by public analysts who work in collaboration with the central laboratories. The central government prescribes procedure, fees to be paid for analysis and pro forma to be used. Now let us see who is a public analyst and what is his role. Basically, their education qualification has to be very high. They are supposed to be a food technologist, or they must have done masters in food technology. They are a central government or a state government employee, and they are appointed as their designation is known as public analyst. Different analysts for different articles can also be appointed. Like we have specialization, they also have specialization over cold beverages, over sweets, over pulses, over milk products. So we can appoint from case to case, they can be appointed. Their duties basically is to see the receipt of sample and confirm the authenticity of the sample by comparing the seal on it. They have to keep the sample in a very safe custody during and after the analysis and preserve it for the submission in the court as and when they required. It's one of the very important duty, and it leads to lot of integrity also here. They carry out the analysis using appropriate method, what the government has said or laid down the method. They have to carry out the analysis using the same method, and they record all the findings and evidence in a specific manner, and they inform to their superior, who is a food inspector. The public analysis also has to be in touch with the central food laboratories for the purpose of any consultation or any dissemination of the knowledge. Now let us see who is a food inspector. Food inspector, again, they are central government or state government employee, and their qualification is basically a medical officer in charge of health administration of the local area. They have to be graduate in medicine with minimum 1 month training in the inspection of food sampling work in a approved institution. They have to be a graduate in science with chemistry, agriculture, pharmacy, or veterinary science, or food technology, or dairy technology, or public health, or diploma holder in food and dairy technology, or any equivalent qualification. And they need to have a minimum 3 months of satisfactory practical training in the inspection of food and training approved by the central government or state government, which they do in the initial period. Their duties are to establish a license for the manufacture, storage, and sale of food articles, and satisfy the condition and provision of the act with compiled with the norms. They make inquiries on the receipt of complaint and about the quality of food and conduct inspection accordingly. They procure the sample of food and send to the public analyst as and when required. They investigate the matter for a specific complaint given in the writing, and they all the complaint has to come in writing. Oral complaints are not accepted over here. They have to maintain records of inspection properly, keep inform the higher authorities about their inspection. The food inspectors have powers to prohibit sale of certain food if it is not found according to the quality and standards for a specific period. They can also stop the vehicles which the food is carrying adulterated food or misbranded food on the transit. They can seize the sample of food articles prepared in contravention to provision of the Act. They can break open any package containing adulterated or misbranded food, and the owner can't say anything here. They can enter the premises within the reasonable time of business and seize the sample. All these things they do with the help of the local police authority also. They can't alone go and do, otherwise it will lead to a big fight. There is a procedure of seizing the sample. For seizing the sample, a notice has to be given in writing to the owner, and then the sample is divided into three parts. One part is sent to the public analyst for the verification of the sample, and the two parts are kept with the local authorities. So we can conclude saying that the adulteration not only constitutes a considerable economic problem, but also may lead to a serious health issues for consumers. So more efforts need to be made to protect the consumers from health risks and honest producers from the economic loss. Thank you. Please attempt the quiz by clicking the link given in the description box and have a great learning. This presentation has been made with the help of Portal Law book, which is written by Mr. Amitabh Devendra, and it's an Oxford publication.